Breaking news, Titans fans, and this is amazing news. It comes late at night, very, very late at night, but the Tennessee Titans have officially got their head coach, and they are hiring Robert Saleh, the 49ers defensive coordinator, as their new head coach, and is going to be at the helm for the next however many years. But this is great news. If you're a Titans fan, this is incredible news because you went through all the steps of the process. You interviewed, I don't know how many candidates, 18 candidates, 19 candidates, every single person in the book. And when I mean every single person in the book, I mean every single person you could possibly think of, including Jason Garrett. But everyone, and I mean everybody, thought that it was going to be Matt Nagy. Everybody thought it was going to be Matt Nagy. I made a video earlier today. I said this is probably going to be Matt Nagy, and I said specific reasons why you cannot hire him. It would be a recipe for disaster. And I made a video a couple days ago how I think it would be perfect for the Titans to hire Robert Saleh. And that's exactly what they're doing. And this is why you subscribe to the channel, because it is 11:09 Central Time, p.m. I wish the Titans could have, I don't know. The Titans could have announced it maybe at 9 a.m. tomorrow, but because it's midnight on the East Coast. But they have their coach. Go down in the comments section. Give me your one-word reaction to Robert Saleh being hired as the next head coach. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments section. My one word, relieved. Because I root for the Titans, and I hope this team has success. And I really, really thought that it was going to be Nagy and it was going to ruin Cam Ward, but no. And if we can talk about it, like Robert Saleh throughout his past, I mean, he has been the head coach of the New York Jets. He took the 49ers defense to what it was, to excelled it throughout time. He has been a great, and I mean great, defensive coordinator for this team. Like, the 49ers defense was depleted, was absolutely depleted. And what happened specifically with each of these teams, with the 49ers, they still have one of the best defenses. They lost Nick Bosa. They lost Fred Warner. They lost everybody. Now, whether it be because of that conspiracy theory with the substation, neither here nor there. But he did that with the 49ers. And then he went over to the, I keep thinking green, but he went over to the New York Jets. And it wasn't good, but the offense was awful. And we know the offense was awful. They got Aaron Rodgers back in 2023. And everybody thought, oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be the reason why. And then tore his Achilles in one of the first place. But guess what? During that time, they had one of the best defenses in the NFL. It was just that their offense was terrible. And for the Titans defense, they have key pieces. They have a lot of good players on their defense. The one thing that they need to fix is specifically with the secondary. You're pairing Robert Saleh with Jeffrey Simmons. You're pairing him with T'Vondre Sweat. You're pairing him with Cody Barton, with Otis Reese. There is a lot of players on this team, and I think that it's going to work. I think that it is going to work. Or not Otis Reese, my fault. That is the other linebacker. I'm getting that completely messed up. But you're pairing it with very good. Once you get your edge rushers, hopefully Femi Oladejo is good. But I'm excited for this. You get a leader of men, a guy that can change the culture, and players are going to trust. Because if you brought in Matt Nagy, it was not going to be that. But with Robert Saleh, hard-nosed football guy, old school type football. That's what he brought to the Jets. That's what his defense was with San Francisco, and that's what you're going to get now in Tennessee. And this future is super bright for Tennessee. You have $100 million in cap space. You get Cam Ward paired up with a good coach. And we'll talk about the offense in just a second. You get a new stadium. A lot of people are saying this place was not a kind of desired destination. But there are a lot of good things about Tennessee. Are they better than the Raiders? The only thing the Raiders have is the first overall pick. And we have no idea what Fernando Mendoza is going to be. You know what Cam Ward is. We saw Cam Ward and how he was. I really, really enjoy this. And as we just get the tweet from Mr. Adam Schefer on what it's gonna be. But I will say this. I was a little nervous because we know that the Titans wanted a lot of guys. Like, there was a tweet, and the Giants hired John Harbaugh before his next visit with the Titans. The Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski before his next visit with the Titans. The Dolphins, today, hired Jeff Hafley before his visit with the Titans. They were not going to let Robert Saleh leave because he was going to the Cardinals. He had an interview with the Cardinals, and he was going to go there. And who knows what would happen. But the Titans made the decision right now. Mike Borgonzi made the correct call to hire Robert Saleh. We're going to talk about it more in just a second. But first, I got to get to the sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's the last chance to get into football action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. You know there's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Look, I didn't make a lineup today. Well, I did, but it is midnight out on the East Coast. It is 11:15 out in Central Time. So most of the games, well, they've already finished. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to get on Prize Picks. I'm going to make my lineup in literally a minute. And then hopefully I win. And if you want to get some inspiration, they got the new feeds, social feeds, where you can copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. But you got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is obviously that Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded head coach. He is the DC. So who is going, you have to bring in an offensive coordinator. And you obviously think that he is going to bring in a lot of his assistants from San Fran to come in with his staff. Who is going to be that OC? Well, I have two candidates in mind right now. The first one, it's the obvious one, and it's Mike McDaniel, the former head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He has not had a head coach. He interviewed with the Titans for the head coaching position. And I'm sure they talked about him. Look, if we do not choose you, do you mind being the offensive coordinator? We like our offense. We think we have something here with Cam Ward. We have the weapons. That would be a good spot. If he is willing to do that, sign him up, hire him on the spot. He still has yet to have a job, but he is getting multiple head coaches. Then you have Brian Daboll. Does he want to be an offensive coordinator? He's going to interview with the Buffalo Bills, probably. He's interviewing for the OC job with the Philadelphia Eagles. There's Zach Robinson, who, granted, he was with the Falcons. He was okay. These are all offensive guys. But the one guy that I know in particular that I think would be a very good offensive coordinator is Thomas Brown. And he is currently the passing game coordinator and the tight ends coach of the New England Patriots. And he has experience being an offensive coordinator. He was a Chicago Bears offensive coordinator last year. And then he became the interim head coach after they fired their head coach. And he has become the Patriots passing game coordinator. He is a very, very highly touted assistant in the NFL rankings. And I know that he probably wants to be a head coach. So I think that he would possibly take an offensive coordinator job where he would call plays, because obviously Robert Saleh, being the defensive guy that he is not going to call plays. He takes that job. He's in Tennessee for 1, maybe 2 years, has success with Cam Ward, brings this offense back up, leaves for a head coaching job. That should be their plan. But you have many options to go through. We're going to go over all these options throughout the entire week because the Titans have made a hire. They have their new head coach. Now, you focus on free agency, you focus on the draft, you focus on making the second-year jump that a lot of these guys have done with their new head coach and second-year quarterbacks. Saw with Caleb, saw with Drake May. Let me know down in the comments section, who do you want to be the offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans? Go down, let me know. There's going to be a lot of coaching changes, but the future is bright in Tennessee. Future is very, very bright in Tennessee. No Matt Nagy. No Matt Nagy. He is not going to be the head coach. They dodged a bullet, and they made the right decision. So let me know, and go hit that sub button. We got you covered right here on Titans Today. Hit that sub button, and as always, tighten up.